I think that was just yesterday I brought this up. It's like, it's been awfully quiet on the Matt Gaetz front as to any sort of investigations, any sort of revelations to that front. And boys, guess what? We got him this time. Somebody who was close to him accused him of something that he also accused himself of in order to definitely cover up something. I think that this is totally fucked up. I still think it's bogus. And not even CNN could confirm it. Not even the Daily Beast, who apparently got a hold of this letter, could actually confirm that it is the letter itself, because they got a whole bunch of drafts, but they're running with the most salacious. And of course you'd fucking get this from CNN. Of course you'd get this from the fucking Daily Beast. Anyways, here is what's going on with CNN. The Daily Beast. Gaetz associate wrote in a letter that congressman paid for sex with a minor. LeBlanc is probably just cooming in his jeans and just wishing it was probably him that was there at the time. Let's go. Joel Greenberg, a central figure in the ongoing investigation into Florida Republican Matt Gaetz, wrote a letter obtained by the Daily Beast. You know, the Joel Greenberg who is currently actually the one who is under investigation right now, but that doesn't matter because he wrote a letter obtained by the Daily Beast that he and Gaetz paid for sex with multiple women, including a minor who was 17 years old at the time. Oh my god, guess what? Lock him up right now. Somebody wrote a letter. Fuck off. The letter was drafted after Greenberg asked Roger Stone, a close ally of former President Donald Trump, who hadn't spoke to Trump in years and left his campaign in 2016. Anyways, for help obtaining a pardon during the final months of his term, the outlet reported. You know, that same pardon that Gaetz asked for on Twitter in a joke when he said that he should pardon everybody in the Republican Party and his family. Disingenuous hacks. I hate them all. I hate them all. On more than one occasion, the individual was involved in sexual activities with several other girls. The congressman from Florida's 1st congressional district and myself, Greenberg wrote in a letter in reference to the minor, according to the Daily Beast. Oh man, it's getting so spicy in here. I gotta crack a window. From time to time, gas money or gifts, rent or partial tuition payments, fixed a leaky faucet, he re-roofed her house, he provided her shade with his giant head. This man is a beast and he should be prosecuted for these allegations. Fuck off, Greenberg. Anyways, yeah, they were paid to these girls, including the individual who was not yet 18. There were multiple women? How dare you, Matt? I trusted you. I did see the acts occur firsthand, and Venmo transactions, Cash App, or other payments were made to these girls on behalf of the congressman. Oh my god, can you provide anything for that? Can you provide any of the receipts? No, but there's Venmo transactions with, I don't know. Can you say that any of this was for any of it? Or is it just fucking transactions, okay? It would be like going through somebody's fucking PayPal account, okay? Oh, this person bought something off of eBay and sent it to a seller for $26.99. Yeah, it was definitely for tuition. Oh, it was $500, okay? Addressed to what? Martha Gaetz at fucking hotmail.com? Again, prove something. Provide something. Not just, I seen things happen and that's how it is because I'm trustworthy guy. But here's how far that CNN didn't want you to read into this. And, if you'd be listening to their very wonderful and definitely not overweight panel talk about whatever the fuck it is, very socially distanced across from each other. A very diverse panel, obviously. No, they didn't want you to read this far, and they'll just make up their crazy accusations, whatever they want to. It's like, oh, somebody fed Matt Gaetz after midnight, and he just turned into a monster who was just raping preteens. CNN has not seen the letter and can't verify the details of the Daily Beast story. Remember when journalism required you need to get 2 sources for whatever story that you'd run? Okay, and they needed to be independently verifiable. Fuck it. It went to one source that you couldn't identify and you couldn't verify with. And now, fuck it, you don't even need any sources. You can just run with whatever story you want. And here you go. Here's another thing. In earlier drafts of the letter obtained by the Daily Beast, Greenberg claims that he and Gaetz had sex with a minor who they thought was 19 at the time, but later learned was underage. Again, allegations. Was she 19? That's what she said. At the same time, you're also on the hook, even if this bitch was actually 17 at the time. Who, all we know, is there's somebody who is apparently 17, according to Greenberg, who is also under investigation, who is also trying to save his own ass. I call horseshit still on this entire fucking thing. All you big brains out there is like, oh, there's Venmo and there's Cash App records. You're just not looking. You don't know your stuff. No, you just want to take down your political enemies, okay? At the same time, I don't give a fuck what happens with Andrew Cuomo. I think that he killed grandma. I don't think that he's guilty of any of this shit. He touched me on the back and I felt so scared. What, for some greasy little fucking 5'7" manlet? Oh, he had a position of power over me and he's so scary with his big Italian arms, making jokes about sausage like a fucking high school kid. Cool, it must be fun to ruin somebody's life over allegations. But at least, to Matt Gaetz' credit, he's fighting back. He's doing the right thing. He's obtained counsel. They're talking for him. He doesn't have to go on to Tucker Carlson anymore, give really goofy interviews, because if you listen to somebody outside of your fucking little echo chamber, your little hug box over there on the left, the place that is devoid of any logic or reason, follow with me there, Chumley, for a minute. Somebody who is really fucked up and doesn't know how to address allegations, who is just trying to grab for straws, that is normally the person who doesn't find themselves in these situations, wouldn't be thinking about ways to properly address this because it never fucking happened before, so is just kind of scatterbrained, and within a couple of hours of being alleged of this, doesn't quite have all of their thoughts under them at the time, and maybe gives a fucking weird interview or two. You know what? Maybe that's somebody who doesn't have a guilty conscience, somebody who isn't trying to fucking hide something. Maybe that's how they would perform. But no, he's aligned himself with Orange Man, therefore he bad. Some girl, maybe, somewhere. I don't even know if the girls made the fucking accusation. It's just somebody trying to extort money from the family of Matt Gaetz. There's a tape out there. Joel Greenberg is the one that they're after. And it's very funny that he's the one who drafted this letter a couple times over. So yeah, that's the update on Matt Gaetz. Again, nothing in this. CNN hasn't even seen it. The Daily Beast has seen multiple fucking drafts of this. They can't even get their fucking story straight. But it's, the outlet of the Groomer Project. Oh, I'm sorry, the Pedo Project. The Lincoln Project. It's their mouthpiece. So they'll just go ahead and run anything that they want. Rick Wilson is still the editor-in-chief there, just in case that was unclear. But this is the one that I didn't want to talk about because it just fucking infuriates me to no end. And it's just another reason why the MLB is dead to me. And the Toronto Blue Jays are dead to me. Okay? Man, even just reading that headline, it just makes me fucking furious, okay? Because, there are those reviewers online, right? And they focus on media, they focus on, it's like, this Star Trek was my childhood. I watched the original Star Wars a lot during as a child, and I was not one of those. I don't have any attachment to them. I just think that they're shows, whatever. I don't have any attachment to any of that media. But when it comes to Major League Baseball, when it comes to the Toronto Blue Jays, what's been going on since probably Mark Shapiro came in, unseated Alex Anthopoulos, brought in Ross Atkins, that same Alex Anthopoulos who was in the process of building a dynasty for the Atlanta Braves right now. That guy who traded away a fucking whole host of dud prospects who didn't end up panning out. The only one who ended up panning out ended up becoming a reliever for a couple of other teams well down the line, Miguel Castro. Okay? Made a whole bunch of different trades, which ended up getting that team to back-to-back ALCS championship teams. Not but, 6 or 7 years ago at this point. I'm pretty sure he signed Vlad Jr., okay? When he was 16 years old in the Dominican Republic. I'm pretty sure he signed him. That was one of the last things that he did. And he also got the reigning NL Cy Young winner, who ended up being a fucking dud. Everybody thought that he overpaid for him, okay? What did he send him? Some fucking broken-armed, whining, complaining fireballer, and a catcher who his predecessor, J.P. Ricciardi, ended up shipping out my favorite baseball player of all time, Roy Halladay. He shipped out that fucking dud of a catcher that he got for him. He also got Kyle Drabeck, which, if you remember that name, you're just as deep as shit as I am. God, it's been a long fucking suffering time, and it will be until they fucking right this wrong, because what they've done on the backs of allegations and an investigation done by the MLB. Okay, what did you find? What were the allegations? Oh, we don't need to tell you because we're the MLB, and Rob Manfred is the biggest piece of shit head of a league that I have ever seen in my entire life. I yearn for the return of Bud Selig at this point. Roger Goodell, get out of the way. Adam Silver, you look like a fucking golden god on a hill, you Nosferatu looking ass. And Gary Bettman, I'd take 45 Gary Bettmans, which is probably the same height as Rob Manfred if you stack them end over end. This motherfucker is actively destroying the one league that was left that was almost immune from all of this fucking social justice takedown. And they ruined a man's life on fucking accusation. Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar. You know, the guy who... outside of Touch 'em All Joe, outside of the walk-off World Series clinching home run from Joe Carter in 93. Sorry, I was just about to reference the previous year. No, in 93, walked off. Against the Wild Thing, Mitch Williams. Against the Philadelphia Phillies. No, the second most iconic image is Roberto Alomar. That guy right there. The man who is no longer going to be in the level of excellence. The man who is no longer allowed in any capacity with the Toronto Blue Jays. He's going to have his banner taken down. He is one of two retired numbers. That number 12 was retired after he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2011. It is one of two numbers that is up there, along with the 32 of Roy Halladay. But it's not going to be anymore. All because some cunt who came out, who made a claim earlier this year. I don't even know when the fuck it is. This is the first time I've heard about this fucking investigation. In 2014, he might have done something. Okay? All because she was going to sue the Blue Jays, who he was working for as a special assistant in some capacity, I suppose. She was going to sue the Blue Jays, who have deep pockets, MLB, who has deep pockets, and he was going to sue Roberto Alomar, too. Over what? We'll never know, but we're going to thank her for being stunning and brave and coming forward. We've got everybody's response to this. Alomar's, MLB's, and the Toronto nauseating Blue Jays, whatever that fucking shell of a team has become. So yeah, he's been fired as a consultant by the MLB and put on the ineligible list following an investigation into a sexual misconduct allegation from 2014. I am livid. I'm fucking livid. Hall of Famer and 12-time All-Star Roberto Alomar, probably, at least of that generation, more or less the best second baseman of all time. This is tough to get through. Has been terminated as an MLB consultant and placed on the league's ineligible list following an investigation into allegation of sexual misconduct for 2014. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred, whatever, announced his decision in a statement on Friday, saying in concluded, Alomar, 43, was in violation of the league's rules. My private company. On an independent investigation, neither the name of the accuser nor the details of the allegations have been revealed, nor will they ever. And if they were so bad, wouldn't you think that this bitch would have went to the fucking police, would have filed a complaint there, would have charged them with something? Nah, I'm just going to keep this in my back pocket. And if you guys don't do whatever I want, if you don't give me the promotion I'm looking for, if you don't give me the raise that I'm asking for, I'm just going to go ahead and pull this out. This was 7 damn years ago. That's why I don't buy it, okay? If it comes out that, yeah, he raped her on a fucking lunch table, then yeah, I reserve my right to be wrong on this one, but I highly doubt that's the case. At my office's request, an independent investigation was conducted by an external legal firm to review an allegation of sexual misconduct reported by the baseball industry employee earlier this year involving Mr. Alomar in 2014. Oh, why didn't that raise a fucking red flag? And I'd love to know who that external legal law firm is. I imagine they probably have some fairly ideological ties, Having reviewed all the available evidence, why don't you let it out there? Huh? If you're going to disgrace a man, if you're going to ruin his career and all of his prospects, you should probably, let those get out there. But we'll just have to wait for Robbie to release this. I have concluded that Mr. Alomar violated MLB's policies. Which ones? Don't know. And that termination of his consultant contract and placement on the MLB's ineligible list are warranted. It must have been really terrible. I'd imagine it was probably something as egregious as, wow, you look nice today. Or, would you like to go out for a date? Have you seen my Hall of Fame ring? It's probably something really terrible like that. But let's get into Manlet's statement. Commissioner Robert D. Manfred Jr. You will always be a junior. You will always. Announced today that Roberto Alomar has been terminated as a consultant to Major League Baseball and placed on the ineligible list. What does that mean? You cannot be hired or you cannot be a representative of Major League Baseball in any capacity for any of their affiliate teams. So he is persona non grata in professional baseball. Pretty much around the world. Pretty much. And may I remind you that he did something so egregious that barred him, something so egregious that they couldn't bring a lawsuit against, something that they couldn't bring charges, lawful charges against him for. But then they'll ink a longer deal with the CCP, with Chinese-controlled baseball. I almost want to throw up. Commissioner Manlet, it's never not going to be Manlet, just deal with it, issued the following statement regarding the discipline. At my office's request, an independent investigation, yes, was conducted. We got all of that. I concluded Mr. Alomar violated MLB's policies, which ones, and that termination of his consultant contract. He was a major consultant to Puerto Rico, where he... Well, we could go off on a million tangents, but fuck it. We are grateful for the courage of this individual who came forward. So courageous she couldn't give her name or, file charges previously. But no, we got to thank her for her stunning braveness. Or her brave stunnery. I don't know, whatever we're using. Make your baseball players wear their fucking pink all year long. They're just fucking bunch of pussies anyways. MLB will continue to strive to create environments in which people feel comfortable speaking up without fear of recrimination, retaliations, or exclusion. That final line is all you need to know. Listen and believe. Me too. A legend side of the story need not apply. Statement from Robbie. I'm disappointed, surprised, and upset with today's news. With the current social climate, I understand why Major League Baseball has taken the position they have. My hope is that the allegation can be heard in a venue that will allow me to address the accusation directly. I will continue to spend my time helping kids pursue their baseball dreams. I will not be making any further comment at this time. Still want to hear it. I want to hear it, okay? I'd imagine he did nothing fucking questionable to a reasonable human being, not to a Twitter human being. I could give a fuck what those fucking pronouns and bio morons would have to think. These are the same people who want to be able to fuck literally anything. But if a woman comes up with a totally made up accusation, guess what? Yep, she can ruin whoever's life she wants. You know why she can make those allegations? Because there's no repercussions for her. There is no consultant job. There is no prestigiousness in Cooperstown for her. No. She just failed her way up. She's probably, add another 7 years on there. She's probably on the wrong side of 35, realizing that her good looks and her dick-sucking talent can't quite get her up that ladder any further. And you know what? Fuck it. We'll throw this out there. Talentless whore. Speaking of which, statement from the Toronto Blue Jays regarding Commissioner Manlet's decision on Roberto Alomar. The Toronto Blue Jays support Major League Baseball decisions to terminate Roberto Alomar's consultant contract and place him on the ineligible list. Commissioner Manlet concluded that Roberto Alomar violated MLB's policies following an investigation into the allegation of sexual misconduct that was recently made against Alomar. Recently. And it occurred in 2014. Fuck off. Based on this conclusion and a review of the investigation's findings, the Blue Jays are severing all ties with Alomar effective immediately. Fuck you. The Blue Jays are committed to advancing respect and equity. I was going to say equality, but it says equity. Another reason I want everybody fired before I'm coming back. I will never support the Blue Jays again. I don't give a shit. This is the final straw. At least they can't desecrate. They might try in the coming years. The career of Roy Halladay, a man who built his reputation on work ethic, on being a good man. At least he's dead and he doesn't have to see this fucking abortion of a statement. The Blue Jays are committed to advancing respect and equity in baseball and are taking further action by removing Alomar from their level of excellence and taking down his banner at Rogers Center. Who you guys are big enough faggots to not cross the fucking border to play in their own home stadium. You got to play in your fucking single A teams. You got to play in Dunedin all season because you guys are just a bunch of fucking simps for all this horse shit. Go fuck yourself. I will never watch another game until that wrong has been righted. We commend the courage demonstrated by the individual who bravely came forward. No, but you won't hear his side of the story. No, that's fine. Go fuck yourself. You got rid of Greg Zahn, the absolute best commentator in all of baseball, the man who made sure that your pregame and your postgame shows were the highest watched in all of Major League Baseball on these same types of horseshit allegations. You did that, and then you do this to one of your legends, probably the most significant player in your short history as a team. Well, guess what? You just lost another long-term fan. You can go fuck yourselves. It'd be improper for me to finish with my very hopeful ending as usual, but I don't know. Do enjoy the rest of your Friday, guys. I've been Don Consuelo. Follow your gut. Get after it. Bye.